Did you know there's 1 hour a day where it's 3 different dates in 3 parts of the world? When it's 11 o'clock Monday in American Samoa, it's 5 a.m. Tuesday in New York, and midnight Wednesday in the Pacific Island country of Kiribati. How about that?
Yeah.
3 different days in 3 parts of the world.
That's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool. Honey Pie, did you know the official bird of the city of Redondo Beach, California, is actually the Goodyear blimp? That's kind of fun. I guess that's where it's housed.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Did you know?
Probably not.
In the year following the famous D.B. Cooper hijacking, at least 14 copycat hijackers tried to reenact the ploy by hijacking their own Boeing 727 and demanding ransom and parachutes. Some were successfully able to jump out of the planes and get away with the money, but all were captured, surrendered, or shot sooner or later. Crime doesn't pay, boys and girls.
No. Yeah.
Did you know there are 6 states where dogs are legally part of your family? They are New York, California, Illinois, Maine, New Hampshire, and Alaska.
Well, I don't care if it's counted legal. They are my family.
They are your family.
They are.
As a matter of fact, tea bags were invented in 1908 by accident. A salesman in New York sent samples of tea to people in silk bags, and they assumed that they were supposed to put the entire bag into a pot. The trend caught on, and here we are.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
That's random.
My dad looked like a dog just showed him a card trick. He's just like, Boys, did y'all know highlighters were originally yellow because they wouldn't leave a shadow when a paper was copied on like a Xerox machine or something like that? It just copied regular.
Wow.
Real fine. Boys, did y'all know Steven Spielberg was actually developing Cape Fear and Martin Scorsese was developing Schindler's List? Neither one of them were particularly into the project, so they decided to switch movies. Spielberg did Schindler's List, and Martin Scorsese did Cape Fear. How about that?
Well, there you go.
And finally, did y'all know poor Darius Rucker was not Hootie in Hootie and the Blowfish? Those were nicknames of 2 of their friends in college. One of their friends had big eyes and looked like an owl. His name was Hootie. The other had big cheeks and was called the Blowfish. So Hootie and the Blowfish, like it wasn't plural. Like people thought that the Blowfish was like that was the name of the band, right? But no, it was just an actual dude. There you go. I hope y'all got way more out of this than my co-host did today. There's some random facts for you on this day. Did you know in 1965, before he went to serve in Vietnam, John McCain was on Jeopardy? Yeah, he was actually a one-day champion on Jeopardy.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. How about that, son?
That's pretty cool.
How about that, John Browning?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you know Albert Einstein, Edgar Allan Poe, Jesse James, H.G. Wells, and Charles Darwin all married their first cousins? Dude, I didn't know Einstein was from Florida. John Browning, did you know King Arthur didn't just have a sword named Excalibur? He also had a spear named Ron.
Get out of here.
Ron, there's no way. How awesome is that? Taste the tip of Ron.
Wow.
God, that's awesome. John Browning.
Yeah.
Did you know Detroit, Michigan is the only city in the United States that lies directly north of Canada? Windsor, Ontario is directly south of Detroit. How about that, son?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And finally, John Browning. This one's awesome. Did you know NASA used to have beauty pageants in the 50s and 60s?
Okay.
It was originally called the Misguided Missile, MISS Space Guided Missile. Come on, son. And then they changed it to the Queen of Outer Space, and then they changed it again to just Miss NASA. There you go. There's some random misguided missile, son. Come on, how awesome is that, son? That's pretty awesome. There you go. Did y'all know, ladies and gentlemen, the first hashtag ever used was hashtag BarCamp, BARCAMP. A social technology expert named Chris Messina tweeted in August of '07, quote, "How do you feel about using the pound sign for groups, as in hashtag bar camp? Clearly, people liked that idea." Did y'all know Franklin Delano Roosevelt's family became wealthy thanks to his grandfather's work in the opium trade? That is super interesting, and it makes you wonder exactly how quickly FDR would be canceled if he was running for office right now. Did y'all know Bruce Springsteen has never had a #1 hit in the U.S.? Neither have the Backstreet Boys, One Direction, James Brown, that's sad, Don Henley, Pat Benatar, and Sheryl Crow. Bob Dylan hadn't landed any #1 on any Billboard chart until he was 78 years old. It happened in 2020 when his 17-minute-long song Murder Most Foul topped the rock digital song sales chart. Did y'all know that jam is made from fruit, jelly is made from juice, preserves have chunks of fruit, and marmalades have peel and pulp? Actually, I did know that because there's some of that stuff, preserves are, I don't know, they can be hit and miss for me. And finally, did y'all know the Dum Dum Lollipop mystery flavors aren't secret and they aren't specific flavors? They just add the next flavor to the batch, and the mix of the two in between become the mystery flavors. So they are always different. There you go. There's some random facts for you on this day, Wednesday, October 16th. So that was pretty fun. I know I feel smarter for simply saying that. Did you know Hawaiian pizza, with ham and pineapple?
Yes, sir.
It was not invented in Hawaii.
Well, yeah.
It was invented in Canada, because of course it was, by a dude named Sam Panopoulos in 1962.
Not surprised. Definitely my least favorite
Yes,
pizza.
exactly. Canada, it's America's hat, Honey Pie, did you know if Puerto Rico was added as the 51st state, it would immediately be 30th in population as far as the country goes, ahead of 21 other states. If Washington, D.C. was added as 52nd, it would be last, or 50th in population, ahead of Vermont and Wyoming.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
Did not know. I appreciate you.
Very random, yes, but very interesting nonetheless. Honey Pie, did you know former wrestler Diamond Dallas Page, self high five, DDP? No, you don't know about DDP?
Yeah, I know Diamond Dallas.
DDP sued Jay-Z over the diamond hand gesture that Jay-Z likes to make. DDP won. They all said Jay-Z was copying off
He's
of
the OG.
self high five. That's right. Honey Pie, did you know veto is a Latin word that literally means I forbid?
Oh,
how about that?
I did not know the
Yes.
Latin word for veto.
Veto.
Thank you.
Not to be confused with a vote.
Yeah.
Yes, that's another one that we hear quite a little bit. And Honey Pie, finally, did you know Geico came up with their gecko mascot in 1999 because there was a Screen Actors Guild strike that prohibited them from using live actors?
Did not know that, but brilliant.
How about that?
Yeah.
There you go. There's some random facts for
Well,
you.
thank you. I'm so much smarter now.
I know. We'll see if you can retain that information. There will be a quiz next week when you come back. It is 7:00. Did you know during the auditions for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Keanu Reeves originally auditioned to play Bill?
Really?
And Alex Winter to play Ted. The parts were switched after they were cast. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
You think it really matters?
That's interesting. Yes, boy. Those are two very different, definitive characters that launched these boys into superstardom. At least
one of them.
How dare you? Poor Alex Winter. He still directs and writes and makes appearances at cons and whatnot. Kevin Russell, did you know the country of Montenegro isn't part of the European Union, but it uses the euro anyway because it doesn't have a currency of its own?
Makes sense.
Hey, let me holler at you. You think you could borrow like 15, 20 billion euros to start our country? Maybe. Kevin Russell, did you know that posthumous marriage is a marriage where at least one of the people is dead? It's very rare, but it's technically legal in a few countries, including France, China, and certain areas of India, Japan, and Africa.
Well,
Next thing you know, they'll be letting dead people vote. Kevin Russell.
Oh.
About that. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. It is fantastic. Kevin Russell, did you know that Heath Ledger, the late great actor Heath Ledger, was a chess prodigy as a kid? He actually won the Western Australia Junior Chess Championship when he was 10 years old. Yeah, pretty interesting, huh?
Did not know that.
Did not know that. And finally, Kevin Russell, you might want to pay attention.
Okay, let me lean in.
Candidly, did you know the first time a human being was ever killed by a robot was in 1979? It was at a Ford plant in Michigan, and he got hit in the head by a robot's arm on the production line. There you go. There's some random facts for you on this day, October the 24th. 2024. Broccoli is actually man-made.
What?
It was created by carefully breeding wild kale that had the right traits. Cauliflower and Brussels sprouts are man-made too.
Wow.
I did not know that.
I love broccoli.
I'm not a big fan unless you dip it in cheese or like you cook all the taste out of it. I thought somebody was like, "Oh, I'll make broccoli that's so good it don't even taste like broccoli," and I'm like, yes. Well, then I'll eat it. How about that? John Browning,
Yeah.
did you know people are the only animals with chins?
Watch your tone.
I mean, does a dog not have a little chin right underneath it?
Yeah.
I mean, do cats not?
Do I have to agree with
do you
that?
not? No, it's just random. Lord knows the internet
But it
don't
says
lie.
random facts.
It does, facts. That's what it says.
Okay.
John Browning, did you know the stem of a pumpkin is called a peduncle? Peduncle. Peduncle.
Peduncle.
How about that, son?
That's interesting.
I did not know that either. There's a lot of stuff here
Yeah.
I just did not know today. John Browning, did you know the name Gary is only popular thanks to actor Gary Cooper? His real name was Frank Cooper, but he adopted the first name Gary after the city of Gary, Indiana, because he thought it seemed like a tough place.
Oh.
And he wanted to be tough. Gary Cooper.
I wish Gary had 2 A's.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Wouldn't that be awesome? And finally, John Browning.
Yeah.
Did you know in Florida, this is another reason I love Florida and America. Did you know in Florida, anyone can execute a criminal who is on death row? All you have to do is fill out an application, and if they choose you, not only will you get to throw the switch, they'll give you $150 too. There you go. There's some random facts for you. Oh, my Lord in heaven. On this day, Tuesday. Did you know
Probably not.
the Atlantic Ocean is much saltier than the Pacific?
Did not.
I wonder if that's actual literal salt or if it's like I'm upset because the Pacific gets the most love from all the people.
Wonder why.
It's on the
I
California
wonder
coast.
That's
I don't know.
crazy that somebody's measuring that. anyway.
It really is. Honey Pie, did you know the day that Heath Ledger passed away in 2008, Heath Ledger was the #1 search term on Google. The #2 most searched term, Keith Ledger. I guess people didn't know.
Yeah.
People didn't know about it. Honey Pie, did you know Mozambique is worth the most points in Scrabble of any country at 32 points? At least it would be if you were allowed to play country names. Kazakhstan would be second with 30 points.
Yeah, I can see
So for
that.
all you Scrabblers out there, that's that. Honey Pie, did you know the Lego company has been around for more than 90 years? The name is actually a simplified version of 2 Danish words, leg and got, which means play well. I did not know
Well,
that.
I didn't know the
But
meaning, but we like Legos.
we do. Lego. Lego. That is
My
correct.
bad. Yeah, I had
We
to
watch
learn
our
that.
Lego Master show. They do not say Legos. As a matter of fact,
I
it
said
is a
Legos all my life.
know.
I'm sorry.
It's a hell-worthy
I had
trespass
no idea
on the
that it's
show.
Lego.
Lego.
Yeah.
Yes, plural, like
I
deer.
know.
They're not
Yes,
deers.
I know,
Deer.
but I didn't know that.
Speaking of deer,
brain.
Honey Pie. Honey Pie, finally, did you know the first ever department store Santa was in Brockton, Massachusetts in 1890?
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Oh, my goodness.
There you go. There's some random facts for you. Did you know the first song ever played on an iPod was a house music dance song called Groove Jet, If This Ain't Love, by Spiller?
Huh.
I did not know
I
that.
did not know that.
How about that? I'll never remember that ever again. Someone can ask me that tomorrow. I'll never be able to remember
You're like,
it
I don't
again.
know. Tell me.
John Browning, did you know roller skates were actually invented in Belgium and patented way back in 1760? That's
a long time ago.
350 something, more than 350 years.
364 years ago.
That's
Something
crazy
like that,
to me. Huh. Pretty
Wow.
fun.
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting.
This one's pretty interesting too. John Browning, did you know that the largest ever outbreak of hepatitis A in the United States history was caused by a Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant? It does not go into any detail at all.
Of course not.
I don't know if it was like some of the food or the actual restaurant. Like if it was hepatitis A in the walls. Like I don't know. It doesn't say.
Goodness gracious.
And finally, John Browning.
Yeah.
This one is the most awesome did you know maybe that I've ever did you knowed in all of our days of did you know. Did you know Russian cosmonauts used to carry special pistols with them when they went to space? The reason why? So they could shoot any wolf or bear that attacked them after they landed back in Russia.
Oh, my
There
God.
you go.
That is awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
That is
dude?
awesome.
There's some random facts for you to get.